The death of Britain's Queen Elizabeth II last week has sparked renewed debate in many Commonwealth countries, most of them former British colonies, about their future ties to the monarchy. Remember, Britain wasn't alone in proclaiming a new king upon the death of Elizabeth. Australia, New Zealand, Canada and Jamaica are among 14 other nations where King Charles III is the new head of state. Echoing the ceremonies in London, proclamation ceremonies were held in several capitals, from the Bahamas to Fiji. Now, even though the Queen's death has been marked throughout the Commonwealth with a period of official mourning, not far below the surface lies a simmering anger among those grappling with the legacy of colonialism. Reflecting on the change in sovereign, New Zealand's Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern, who is in the UK for the state funeral, said the transition from Queen to King will not be jarring for New Zealand, but suggested she still believes the country is likely to become a republic in her lifetime. Now, meanwhile, Antigua and Barbuda became the first of the 14 remaining realms, now ruled over by King Charles, to openly float the idea of replacing the British monarch as its head of state. In Kenya, there's been a mixed reaction to the Queen's passing. While President Kenyatta honoured her as a towering icon, in the streets and online, there was anger at a legacy many Kenyans see as brutal and filled with atrocities that have never been properly investigated. Meanwhile, if we talk about Canada, a similar story is emerging there as well, of official mourning paired with disdain among indigenous communities. Many point to treaties with the Crown that their ancestors signed in good faith and which they believe were rendered worthless by the actions of generations of British rule embodied by the monarch. Some Commonwealth countries are already taking action. Jamaica has signalled it may soon follow Barbados in ditching royal rule. A poll taken in August, before the Queen's death, showed that 56% of Jamaicans are in favour of removing the British monarch as their head of state. So while the legacy of British colonial rule casts a long shadow, many would say a reckoning with it is well underway already. In some quarters, there are doubts about the role a distant monarch should actually play in the 21st century. Remember earlier this year as well, some Commonwealth leaders were quick to express unease at a summit in Rwanda about the passage of leadership of the 56-nation club from Queen Elizabeth to King Charles. Back to you, Gargi.